Hi guys, Weeman here. I'm going to walk you through the A2 Crazy Critters lab in case you missed it. We are going to put one of these together as a class, but I'm going to go ahead and put one together right now for you so that you can see and do the assignment if you weren't here, missed the WebEx, whatever the case may be. So let's get started. First of all, we're talking about genetics here, and we're talking about the fact that we get a little bit from mom and a little bit from dad, and what comes out, it's a toss-up. It just depends on what you get from mom and what you get from dad. You have a genotype, which is your genetic code, which consists of 2 letters for our purposes. And then you have a phenotype, which actually ends up being what's seen. Okay, so I might have the gene for brown hair, but what you see is blonde, therefore the blonde was dominant. So stronger genes represented by capital letters are dominant, and weaker genes that are represented by lowercase letters are recessive. So we're going to look at what we've got. We're using our paper journals today, starting at page 21. It goes from pages 21 to 24, technically. Page 21 are the instructions, which I'm going to kind of do a shortened version of as I talk with you through. This is going to be just some information that we need to know when we're done doing our little coin flip so we can put together our crazy critter. And there's some information about words down here. And then where we're going to write is actually on page 23, and that's going to be where we fill things in. And then there's some questions on page 24. So what we're going to do is kind of go through these instructions. Basically, it says that NASA has found this planet of this population of crazy creatures, and they all have the same combination of alleles. So what we're going to do is we are going to look and see if future generations are going to have the same things. So the alleles that you end up with are determined by 2 things. It's what alleles your parents have and then what alleles they give you. So it's all determined by chance. It's a big lottery. What we're going to do first is flip a coin for gender. Okay, so what I'm going to show you our stuff. Okay, so this is our setup. These are all of the parts for our crazy critter. We won't use all of them. We're only going to use the ones that are what we draw, our genetic lottery. So we're going to start by flipping for gender. Now, I'm going to be on page 23, and I'm going to fill in the first column. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that as we go. All right, so the gender coins are here, and as you know, we get 1 chromosome from mom, 1 chromosome from dad. So on this coin, I have an X and a Y. This is dad. Males have an X and a Y chromosome. This coin, this is mom. This is an X and an X. So we're gonna put those coins and shake them up. Oh, oops. We got 2 X's. So we got an X from mom and an X from dad. So the allele from mom was X. The allele from dad was X. The genotype is the combination of those 2 letters. So I'm going to fill in X, X. This is what I got so far. X from mom, X from dad. Together they are XX. So our crazy critter is going to be a girl. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put these coins aside now that we have our gender, and we are going to take 2 more coins. So one of these coins represents mom, and one of these coins represents dad. Forget which is which, hang on. Okay, the green is dad, the blue is mom. Sorry, I had to look that up. Okay. So blue is mom, green is dad. So they have the same code. So on one side is a little t, on the other side is a big T. Okay? I'm going to put them into the cup, and we're going to start looking at what do we get from mom and dad for each trait. So the next trait on my list on page 23, number 2, is skin color. So, all right, for that one, I got a capital T from mom and a lowercase t from dad. Put them together, capital T, lowercase t. We'll fill in this last column later. So I'm going to do the same thing, same coins for the next one. What kind of leg does our critter have? All right, so this time I got a lowercase t from mom, capital T from dad. But when I have that combination, no matter what, I'm gonna put the capital first. So even though it's switched from the second one, it still ends up being the same genotype because we put the capital letters first. Kind of like when you're looking at elements on the periodic table. All right, next one is foot. What kind of foot are we gonna have? All right, mom gave us a capital T, dad gave us a lowercase t. Again, capital T, little t. It's the order we go in. Next, we're gonna do arms. Again, dad gave us a capital T, mom gave us a lowercase t. All right, so this time, mom and dad both gave me lowercase t's. So I'm going to do lowercase t, and when I do that, it ends up just being 2 lowercase t's. See? That's what I got so far. All right, moving on. Eye color. All right, dad gave me a little t. Mom gave me a big T. All right. Eyebrows. Ooh, 2 capital T's. So mom gave me a capital T, dad gave me a capital T, so that just ends up being 2 capital T's in my genotype column. Okay, for beak, I got 2 lowercase t's, which again is just pretty easy stuff. All right, for ears, mom gave me a lowercase t, dad gave me a big T. So big T, little t, and then in the third column. All right, for the next one, antenna, mom gave me a little t, dad gave a big one. Whole lot of heterozygous phenotypes here, meaning we have a mix of a capital letter and a lowercase letter. All right, for this one, I got 2 capital T's. So for antenna shape, I got capital T, that's 2 capital T's. We have 2 more left. Okay, for number 13, I got 2 lowercase t's. Last one. All right, again, 2 lowercase t's. Okay, so what we should have now, we're done with that, is we should have this chart filled out. Hopefully it's not backwards for you, but now we have to go through and we have to look at the genotype and we have to figure out what is the phenotype going to be. And that involves the chart on page 22. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at what does it mean. Okay, so 2 X's, we already decided that was female, it's a girl. So skin color for big T, little t is going to be purple. And I'm writing that in the final column. All right, so number 3, big T, little t for legs. Short, it's going to have a short leg. Number 4, foot, big T, little t is going to be webbed. We're going to have a webbed foot. For arms, big T, little t, I'm going to have long arms. Hands, that's 2 lowercase t's. I'm going to have claws. Ooh, this thing is going to be interesting. Claws. All right, eye color, we have, what do we have? Big T, little t. 1 red, 1 green. Is this thing going to be handsome? Different colored eyes. All right, for beak, we've got 2 capital T's, and it's going to be a trumpet beak. All right. Oops, I skipped eyebrows. Come on. Oh, just kidding. We're going to have a unibrow. Yes, unibrow. All right, for beak, we're actually going to have a crusher beak. For ears, we're going to have elephant ears. Almost done. Antenna, we're going to have long antenna. Antenna's shape is going to be the knob. And then we have no tail. And we have wings. Ooh. Okay, so now we have this final column filled out. Check that out. Terrible handwriting, sorry, but you get the idea. Now we have to put together our creature. Okay, we're gonna build our little crazy critter now. So I've gathered all of these parts for the phenotype here in front of us. We're gonna assemble our little crazy critter person. So we have to start with the base, right? And then into the base goes its leg, but first I need to look at the foot, because we gotta put the foot at the bottom of the leg. So, foot. You don't need that, huh? Okay. Alright, so webbed foot, short leg, stick it in there. And then we have to look at our body. Our body looks the same, but they tell us in the thing that if it's a boy, we put this round part down, and if it's a girl, we put the round part up. So it's a girl, we have a female, so we're gonna put the round part up. So there's a little connector there. Okay, then we have to put together the other stuff. So this is the skin color. So we drew purple for skin color. Oh, actually I need to move that because we have to hook this in. So we've got to put that here. And here, and then we'll put the head on. Here's the head. It's very exciting stuff. She's coming together. Boom. Purple skin, girl with webbed foot and a short leg. Okay, so then we've got ears, elephant ears, and those go here in the side. Oh, she's gonna be so pretty. She's also got wings. Those attached to her back here. Oh yeah. All right, then let's see. There, she has an antenna, a long one, and at the end of it there's a knob. So we'll put that knob on there. Stick that in the top of her head. Oh, she's coming together now. All right, she needs arms. She has long arms, so we're gonna stick those in there. These are the long arms. Okay. Then we can bend those just a little bit if we need to. Oh no, her wings. Okay. She has claws for hands. So let's put her here. And here. All right, last but not least, let's put her face on. She has a crusher beak. It's magnetic. She has one red and one green eye. And my favorite feature of all, she's got a unibrow. Just have those touching. Look at this. Look at her little masterpiece. She's beautiful. Your crazy critter. We're going to do one of these in each class. Is each class going to have the exact same critter? The answer is no. They're not, because genetics is random. So the next class's critter might have a star instead of a knob, or no wings, or mouse ears instead of elephant ears. Might have a different mouthpiece or different colored eyes. This is why when we have two parents with different alleles that they come to the table, we have different looking siblings. This is probably why you don't look exactly like any of your siblings. Maybe you look a lot like them, but there's definitely differences unless you are genetically identical. So here is our crazy critter. Let's answer the questions. They follow on page 24.